Hello again, everyone. All right, so today we're going to answer another question from the comments. Today's question comes from DMHC3SB. Question is, can you do a video demonstrating you making or demonstrating your custom patches on the JD-08? There's plenty of stock patch videos, but it's hard to get a feel for what it can actually do with a modern mindset. And the answer to that question is yes. Yes, I can. As a matter of fact, not only will I do that, but I'll probably go over a few techniques I've covered in previous videos in a more succinct workflow oriented fashion. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so that being said, I'm gonna take a look at my JD-08 here. So right now we are looking at a stock patch, right? Stock pattern, stock patch, stock everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this, and we're going to go for a completely blank pattern. So I'm going to hold start and I'm going to cycle over to a blank pattern. Again, if you hold start and use your data wheel, you can cycle through your patterns. So I think I have a blank one maybe here. Okay, so there's nothing there. Good. All right, let's see. So that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a blank patch. You can either use your data wheel here, or you can use the bank and number buttons. So let's just use the bank and number buttons for the sake of time. So D7, D8, 7. Let's see here. What does this one sound like? Okay, so this one's good. All right, so it doesn't really matter which one you select so long as it's blank, right? All right, so here we are. That's where we start. Now, the first thing that I like to do, and this is something that I picked up on maybe a couple of years ago, is I'm going to set a key range for each of my layers. So the thing about the JD-08 is, like, when you activate all your layers. Oh, sorry. Let's exit that and go to Notebook. If you activate all your layers, when you tap a key, all of the layers get triggered at the same time. Well, I don't like that. I don't want that. What I would prefer happen is that I get a different sound per layer. It just makes it to where I can make a more not necessarily complex, but a more interesting patch, right? So here's how this works, right? I'm going to go to common, and I'm going to go to range. I'm going to click range. All right, so let me exit note mode. So you have about 10 options here. I'm only interested in options 1 through 8. Options 9 and 10 have more to do with the pitch bend wheel, but not worried about that right now. 1 through 8. So 1, layer A, lower. Layer A, higher. Layer, or should I say high. Layer B, low range. B, high range. C, low range. High range. C, high range. D, low range. And D, high range, right? Okay, so let me show you exactly what those do, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to select A, low range. Right now it's set to C, right? If I scroll, and the further I scroll over, notice how I can cycle between octaves, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restrict the range of layer A from C. I'm going to go to higher to C2, or I'll have it end at B2. All right. Next, we're going to, the lower range for, oops, hold on. Let me go back. So lower range for B, we're going to start it at C2. There we are. And the higher range, we're going to end it at, I keep doing that. Sorry about that, guys. The higher range, we're going to end it at B4. Why not? Yeah, why not? B4. Where is it? B4. I think I just cycled past it. There it is. All right, cool. All right. Let's see. We're on layer C now. So let's go C. I keep doing that. There we are. All right, here we are, C5. And you guys pretty much get the picture of what I'm doing here. C5 up to C7, B6. Okay, B6. And now, let's see here. We can do C7 through C8. Why not? Just half the time whenever I do this, I don't really think about it. More or less, I just execute it. Because again, these are all mutable ranges. You can change them at any given moment. And then we'll just end it at G9. Okay, pull. All right, so there we have it. Now, so now if I hit if I go into note mode and I cycle down my octaves, you'll hear layer A. See, I got my active layer here. Layer A, go up an octave, go up an octave. But then all of a sudden, it stops, right? Can't hear anything anymore. That's because of the range restriction. So the question is, what do we do with this now? Doesn't really matter at this point. So let's go into, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold common, and I'm going to go to, I'm going to press effects. This takes me into my pattern mode. Now, why am I doing this? So whenever I'm creating patches, what I like to do is I like to audition them using the JD-08 sequencer. Because there's nothing more annoying than having to constantly press a button in order to create a tone. I'll just let the JD-08 play it out for me. All right, so let's see here. Let's see, let's start with a, I don't know, we can do D minor. Okay, well, or how far we can, or however far we can get in the scale. All right, so let's see here. We'll start with a D. All right, and so in order for me to record, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my, I'm going to hold the step that I'd like to record on, which is in this case step number 1, and then I'll press note. All right. And you can cycle between your steps here. And so at this point, all you have to do is just key in your notes. 1. And finally, something random. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. So kind of boring right now. Let's change our waveform. Okay, cool. Sounds quirky, but it'll work. All right, now, let's see, my active layer is A now. Let's go over to layer B. So, all I'm doing right now is I'm cycling. So whenever I hit this active layer button, it basically tells the JD-08 which layer I would like to modify in the moment. I try to select one at a time whenever I'm designing patches because I don't want to overwrite anything that I'm doing. Because although the patches are, although the layers to the patch are have like designated ranges, it doesn't mean that they can't be edited at the same time. So just make sure that you have your active layer selected and only your active layer selected. Okay. All right. So I can still hear layer A, but I'm going to be editing layer B. All right. So let's do it. Now, let's see. I'm in note mode. So layer B. So let's activate layer B. I think the range is overlapping on layer B for some reason or another. So let's change that, shall we? There we go. There we are. I was trying on C3 then. Okay, so yeah, so all that happened right there was that I had an overlapping range. And it's like I said, you can always go back and change it. So now B stands alone. All right, so let's see here. I'm in note mode. I can exit common mode. I should only be able to hear B. There we are. Okay. So now, what do we do with B? I don't know. Let's do something percussive, maybe. Let's see here. Okay, cool. All right, so then again, all I do is I just go into pattern, go back into pattern mode, hold common, effect. All right, let's see here. I'm going to hold the step that I want edited. Oh, I have to exit note mode in order to do that. My apologies. There you are. Hit my note. All right, here we go. All right, that's step number 5. I think I want to do the same thing for 13. There we are. All right. Now let's go to tone C. All right, layer C, tone C. Let's exit. All right, let's see. Now, again, I want my active layer to be C. Deactivate B. There we are. So now C is the only layer that I'm editing. All right. Cool. All right. Now let's see how this treats us. Let's see, do I have more overlap here? Okay, yeah, here we are. Okay, so nothing. Okay, scroll up. There we are. There's C. All right, there we go. All right, let's see now. I was hoping for like maybe a kick drum or something. Maybe I can customize one. Doesn't matter. Let's see. All right, so now I have a little bit of a melody going here, right? So the question is, how do I key the melody in real time? So is this a C F G A? C F G A. All right, now what I'm going to do in order to record in real time is hold note and then press start. Start the recorder. All right, now I'm going to hold note and hit start again. That stops the recording. And now let's go over to tone D, which is like way up there. Active layer D. All right, now let's see what D does. let's deactivate. Yeah. Oops. I'm in note mode, so let's see here. It's up there. I just heard it. All right, come on, D. There it is. Whoa. Yeah, it's like restricted there. All right, so let's alter the range of D here. Let's go back into, let's see, I'm going to hold common effect. Go back into common range mode. Let's see here. D, lower. All right. Okay, cool. That works for me. All right. Let's see here. And let's see here. Exit, exit, exit. Where are you? Not much to work with here. Not much to work with at all, but we'll make it. We'll make do. All right, all right. Let's see. A little inadvertent range restriction on my part, but oh well. All right. Let's see. My active layer still D. And again, I can always change. All right, just for the fun of it. All right. Cool. All right, all right. All right, guys, so that pretty much takes you over how I go about making a multi-timbral, multi-layer patch. And again, the reason I like this method is because it allows for more, not necessarily complexities, but it allows for more customization. See, typically, it's like I said, typically whenever you create a patch, all of your waveforms sound off simultaneously. And like I said, sometimes I like that, but sometimes I want something with a little bit of variety. And again, that was just a quick run through of how I go about doing that. I plan on making maybe a mini series of this where I explain how I go about using both methods, like the simultaneous layer sound offs, multi-timbral layer sound offs, and the divided timbral sound offs as well. So I figured in my next video, maybe what I'll do is simultaneous, but at the same time, I'm going to show you guys how to add depth and how to add movement to your patches as well with use of envelope generators, LFOs, and whatever other modulators are built into the JD-08. So I hope that first video was helpful in regard to multi-timbral or multi-layer patches. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you guys a part 2 of this. And again, bear with me because, again, the JD-08 can be a little complex. It can be a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try to keep these as streamlined, as simple as possible. If you guys have any questions about what just happened now, feel free to leave the questions in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.